Welcome to the French Drainman channel. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and I just want to go over something that's debated amongst contractors all the time, and that is PVC, plastic PVC pipe versus corrugated. So I love showing all the many strengths and weaknesses of both. I have videos showing how I use Schedule 40 to go under walkways so that if they replace the walkway and they bust the concrete out, they won't crush the Schedule 40. It does have a high crush rating. Unfortunately, it has no flexibility, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in this video. So I glued all this Schedule 40 together. So this is really heavy PVC pipe. It's not your thin wall, storm and sewer pipe. This is the heavy duty PVC Schedule 40, 4-inch. I went ahead and I even put in a lot of couplers and fittings so that it would actually double up the thickness. So when you slip a piece of Schedule 40 PVC pipe into any fitting, the fitting has the same thickness as the pipe. You bond it together and you have twice the thickness, so it makes it really strong. And I took some of Boffman Tile's Virgin Yellow, so there's no additives in this. When they mix a bunch of, say, recycled materials together and have to put all these special additives for that to, adhere and stick, and it's not as strong, and it definitely doesn't have the longevity that the Virgin pipe does. So for the strength, I'm using the Virgin pipe that Boffman Tile makes in the royal blue high octane and in the solid gold. That's the Virgin material for corrugated pipe. So we're going to put these two pipes to a test, and we're going to see which one passes this particular test, and it's to show just how strong PVC Schedule 40 is and how strong corrugated pipe is. And we're going to see how flexible they are. So what I went and did, I put them in a freezer, filled them up with water, went ahead, capped them, closed the freezer, and just came back after a couple of days to see which one held up the best. Now, I don't know what you guys were expecting. Because I'm always digging up old pipe and replacing old systems, I already knew what to expect. But this is going to be a great visual that's going to help everybody. Our subscribers need to see this. So you have to realize outside is not the same as indoor. Indoor, you can hang PVC and it never moves. You actually hang it from the joists, or if it's up in the wall, you have it along the 2x4, the 2x6, and it's not moving. It's not moving. If the house settles a little, it's just so little and so subtle that the PVC Schedule 40 survives just fine. Outdoor is different. You have to understand the ground shifts. When you have a new home and you go ahead and put in an underground system, there's going to be a lot of settling. It's not virgin ground anymore because there was all this construction to build the home, especially if they dug a basement. Even if there's a bunch of trees in the yard that were, removed and then the stumps were ground, that's going to break down over time. And what happens is the ground settles. So when you start using PVC pipe outdoors where ground is shifting and settling, that's a problem. It's strong and it has a mighty, mighty crush rating, but can it pass the tests of ground shifting and movement? Can it pass a test of water expanding? Now, if you're from the north, there's no getting around it. You're going to have freeze-ups because the sun will beat on, say, the roof of the house, and water would start running down a frozen downspout. And it could be 20 degrees, so it's well below freezing. But the a sunny day will actually melt the snow off the rooftop through radiant energy. So here we go. I open up the freezer, and this is what I find. So I have the Virgin Yellow Baughman Gold Solid, and I have the PVC Schedule 40. You can see right away the PVC Schedule 40 froze like the corrugated, but instead of expanding, which is one of the properties of corrugated pipe, the PVC Schedule 40 could not expand. No, this is no different than it cannot settle when the earth moves, when you have a lot of movement in subsurface soil. So this test is to show you guys the strengths of corrugated pipe. This is a topic that's going to be debated long after I'm gone. But at least while I'm here, I can share my 35 years of experience and how corrugated pipe never splits, never fails. If you use the royal blue or the solid yellow, yellow on the inside, yellow on the outside, you're never going to have a problem. If you use the recycled pipe, now it's still going to do better than PVC Schedule 40, but I'm not going to guarantee against some splitting and collapsing. The virgin material, I will guarantee it won't ever split, and you won't have it crack or settle if it's Baughman tile. So there's cracks all throughout this, even where the PVC Schedule 40 is doubled up, and I took the PVC Schedule 40 pipe and put it in a fitting where it was twice as thick. This pipe has end caps and fittings, and it's doubled up all over the place. And it's cracked all over the place. Unlike the corrugated pipe, now the corrugated pipe expanded like a balloon. I'm not going to kid you none. But that's what it does. It has properties that PVC Schedule 40 does not. And those properties make it fantastic for outdoor drainage systems of all kinds, whether it's your roof runoff system and you're running an underground downspout or a French drain or just a yard drain where it's a solid pipe with some inlet basins. Doesn't matter. I prefer corrugated pipe over PVC any day when it's outdoors. Of course, indoor plumbing is different. That's where this PVC shines, and that's where I like to see it used. Now, if you can get below the frost, then your PVC's, fine. We run a lot of sump lines, and they're code in Michigan, but you got to be below the frost, which means deeper than 42 inches. That's not always possible. In yard drains and in roof runoff systems, it's just not even an option to go below 42 inches. So this mighty crush rating that PVC Schedule 40 has doesn't do it any good when the ground shifts. Now, this is a piece of corrugated pipe that's just really blown right up. This thing weighed so much. I mean, it's just, frozen full of ice. It's solid. And you can see it's all frosted over. And I'm just going to leave it out in the sun here and thaw. But there wasn't any cracking, any splitting, nothing. I took silicone and that's what I used to bond the end caps with. And this is the best way I know to show you how flexible corrugated is over PVC Schedule 40. There's so many advantages to corrugated pipe, not just in how, easy it is to work with. It's without a doubt much easier to use than PVC. PVC's very stiff, so you have to put all these fittings when you're trying to go up and down and around and all this other stuff. There's so much glue and no flexibility, no room to work with it. Now you can see this is just one of the many areas that corrugated pipe is stronger than PVC. It's the properties of corrugated pipe that makes it so strong. All right, everybody, I hope everyone learned something from this, and until that next video.